Sheila Odette. She is Astrology's astrologer. And today is November the 5th, 2009. Sheila and I are going to talk about the heavenly hosts. No, we're going to talk about the chart of James Arthur Ray and have that be kind of linked up with the moment at hand when the Sweat Lodge tragedy occurred. So Sheila, how did you go about doing the charts? Let me just show the charts here. This one I'm showing right here is James Arthur Ray's chart, and this is the chart of the Angel Valley Retreat chart at the time of at 3 o'clock, and I think that was the time of the catastrophe. Okay.
Well, that was the 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was from 3 to 5.
Okay.
So this was the entrance point, the excitation point of the beginning of the experience, the process. And when you're looking at a chart like James Arthur Ray's, who was the facilitator in this case of this process, when you're looking at a chart, you go, okay, we are spiritual beings in a human experience. I think, or basically the way I practice astrology is that there is a clue to the experience that we have set up in the chart. In other words, you have a chart, a clue to what kind of lessons that you're going to learn in your lifetime. So there are lights in the chart. There is the sun, which I call the divine God seed, and that is the red circle with the dot in the center. And in James Arthur Ray's chart, this is in Hawaii at noon. The sun is in Sagittarius. And then if you look at the entire chart,
right, and
you look at the aspects that are laid out in the middle, how far each thing is, whether it's, you know, a square degree, 90 degrees, or a trine, 120 degrees, you find that there are designs, almost lines that go from the different planets. Now, when I look at planets, I don't look at them as some outside influence in the sky. I look at them as symbolic of internal processes between the soul and the human being. So, you look at, when you see a sun, and the God seed is not it's the top of the mountain. It's the master class. It's the graduation. So you really have to work through, the moon is the bottom of the mountain. It's the womb. It's the beginning of a process. So the moon, when you make the eclipse of the sun, it's a round circle with a dot in the center. When you make a moon, it's half of that. It's a half circle. And then you have the new moon, which is a half a circle, then a full moon, which is a full circle, and then the other half of the moon. And they all have names, but, you know, I'm not going to do that right here. And that is like cycles. It's like cycles that you go through. In the particular process, when they went into this sweat lodge, they were told they were going in the uterus. It's not really on any of the websites, but I know some of the people at Angel Valley Retreat Center, so they were told they were going into the uterus.
The womb of the
womb,
mother,
so to speak, which is the moon.
Yes. And
then you go, okay, where was the moon at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on October the 8th?
Right.
Angel Valley Retreat. Well, the moon was in the 4th house. Now, by excitation, the 4th house is the womb.
Right.
It's the Cancer house. It is the deepest part, and the moon is in Gemini. And Gemini is about somebody teaching you, somebody leading you, somebody telling a story. So when you look at the moon in Gemini, and then you look at James Earl Ray's chart, which has the moon in the 10th house, the 10th is right across from the 4th, his natal moon is in Sagittarius.
Yeah.
So you have, the moon in Sagittarius is about telling a myth, telling a visionary story. telling an archetypal story. The stuff with which, Joseph Campbell worked. It's the hero and the mythical kind of setup.
Yeah.
So you've got the Sagittarius that is saying right outside before you go in, and the people here had just come off a vision quest. And not only had they just come off a vision quest, in the processes they had been doing a lot of other processes that have not been brought out yet, like strenuously physical things, like climbing mountains, and I just had a client here right before you came in, Kate, who went out and to Angel Valley Ranch or Angel Valley Retreat and walked the mountain out there. And it in itself is a high. You walk the mountain, you do all this stuff, and just the hike in Angel Valley is very physical. So these people had to be in physical shape to even be there.
Well, apparently they were in very high physical shape, very heightened physical shape.
But they were in a space where they had been doing this for days. So let's say even before this vision quest, for 4 or 5 days, you're like on a marathon.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're told that in this vision quest, you are not going, the physical body, now we're not talking about the spiritual body, because the spiritual body doesn't need food and water.
Right.
We're talking about the human entity needs food and water.
Right.
Okay, so you say, I'm taking food away for 36 hours, you're going to be all right. You say, you're not allowed to have water. You don't know before the vision quest how hydrated these people were before they went into the vision quest.
Because people are chronically dehydrated in the society.
Yes, they usually don't drink enough water. So you don't know how dehydrated they were to begin with and how fatigued. So a vision quest is set up in ethnicity by the Indians for a ritual that brings you into manhood. A ritual, that you go out and find your totem.
An initiation.
Yes, it's initiation into another part of your life, to becoming a man or to becoming a woman. Women go into places. They don't go into sweat lodges, I've learned. Sweat lodges are usually for men, because women are set up differently. And so anyway, they're all ready. So I think the people that cheated were in better shape.
Yeah. Because
I must say, on this little tape, I would cheat. I would take water. I would not become, but this has to be told to people. When you go into process and you put yourself in somebody else's hand, you need to have a part of your linear brain standing outside saying, okay, but these people were, it was almost like torture. I mean, why can't I think of the name of the prison now? I don't like to bring it into my conscious. The one, where they took all the detainees.
Oh, Guantanamo.
Yeah, like Guantanamo. Like they're depriving these people and da-da-da-da. So you begin to just not be in your body. Then you come down and somebody says, now that's when you look at the chart. Where was James Earl Ray at this point? Well, his progress chart, his moon was in Scorpio.
Okay, hang on.